And welcome back, viewers. I already hate this intro. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back
My
to the
man,
Cosmic
you
Tavern
can just
podcast.
restart.
No, we get one try. We get one try. There is no restart button in life, my man. But welcome to the Cosmic Caverns. Comic. Fuck. You know what? Viewers. I don't. It's a day. So hey, I'm your host Nitsify, and we also have our co-host Acrid. We're also in a call, in a public call. So his girlfriend, the black cat that is on top of his head, Anya, is here. You might hear her a few seconds every now and then. And also there is Chris Crash Games, who's also in call, but he's just kind of vibing. I think he's playing. Are you still playing Funky Night Funky? Fuck.
Yeah, that game, man. I think he deafened.
He deafened. Okay, well, see, I don't even get a fucking answer. It's fun. But I think, yeah, he's playing Funkin' Night Friday. Did I say that right?
Probably not.
Friday Night Funkin'.
Yeah, that one.
Close enough. Close enough. I never get that one right. I always mess that game's name up. Okay. I need to get some music going while you do your thing.
So we got Hoji, who just left the tavern after having what amounted to about like an hour and a half conversation with Zora.
Yes. The performer
that
lady.
took up. Yeah, the performer girl who, when he stealthed in, not only saw him, but stealthed up to him and started a conversation.
Yep. For those who don't know, who don't remember, within a quick little callback, I guess, for people, last session, all we did was we got a bunch of information from my library. Didn't even manage to leave town within a, 2 hour session? 2 or 3 hour session? And we met a random performer named Zora. It was just a conversation. I made a promise I shouldn't have made. So there's that.
All made Hoji the famous. Oh god, the internet.
Yeah, your internet's doing it right as we started recording. Archon, go fuck yourself. Okay,
Hold on, I will try something. 1 second.
He's trying a thing. Chat. Hey, chat. Listen, I know this isn't live, but hey, chat. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, he got it fixed. He's good.
I think I'm good.
Yeah,
boy.
He's probably good. I'm hearing you fine. Are you hearing me fine?
Yes, I'm shutting down Steam so it doesn't do anything stupid.
Oh yeah, that's probably smart, probably a good thing to do. Yeah, it's pretty fair.
Yes.
For those who don't know, Acrid has horrible internet, but he DMs.
Yes, I mean I can stop. I can just end the world and keep moving. I can never DM again.
Well, I mean we already got it going. Might as well keep it going, man. Might as well keep it going. Why stop now?
What is? I have fiddled with my internet. Should be good.
Okay.
But yeah, no. The session amounted to gaining information from the Lupin librarian and getting to meet the people who are in the library.
Yes.
One of which happens to know quite a lot about the hermit that you guys are going after, and you guys will probably learn about him as you guys are traveling with her.
Yeah.
Because she would prefer to not talk about that in a town where it could scare people, which is fair.
Fair. That is fair. Yes. Yeah. We'll talk about that as we're traveling, instead of in the middle of town causing a worldwide panic that will sweep the nations.
Yes.
The orcs will tremble in fear. Over the one
they
hermit.
might. You don't know what he's capable of.
Just fucking sets off a nuke.
So he's got a bomb. It's like, it's not scary. He's got a bomb that could level the planet. What?
That would, knowing my luck, that would be the case. I would run into a guy who has something like that, and then I'd recruit him somehow.
You run into the one fucking Skaven that's got a nuke.
I know how to stop him from setting off the nuke. I set it off first!
Skaven approves.
God, that's how I win him over. That's how I win him over. Okay, so anyways, yes, so I haven't gone to the sleep yet. I just left the tavern, so I'm gonna head to the because it's broad daylight, and obviously I need sleep because we travel during night. So I'm gonna head to the tavern. I'm gonna go upstairs. Wait, we did get to the tavern, and we were just about to go to sleep. Because I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, Hojiro was going to go to sleep because he told Keela to go the hell to sleep because she was still up for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah, so before he goes to sleep, he's got some letters to write.
Okay.
So, oh god, here we go. I gotta pull up the list.
Yeah.
So,
Keela's while you're doing that, Keela and, Alenia are gonna make some money, so I'm gonna add that to their inventories.
So, for those who don't know, because he is the leader and the founder of a core organization that is literally meant to try and hold peace within countries, he's got a lot of stuff to do because it's a newly founded one. Right now, he's only founded in the dynasty, and he doesn't have a proper funding. So he's gonna be sending a letter out, one to each kingdom, but the only kingdom being left out would be the Orc Kingdom. So even the desert's getting included. About the funding. Basically, he wants to try and get different cores built in different countries, and long story short, the idea of this is so that if they want to have the core working in their country, they would have to fund the said core. They would gain access to any private information about secret things that are being dealt with that are not in the public's eye. But obviously, if it was something that deals specifically with a very specific country, then, they wouldn't get that information because that could be used in a war. If someone's let's say the Dynasty of Rambling wants to attack the Dwarven for some reason, which I doubt that would ever happen because both of the rulers are friends. But if that were to happen...
Yeah, the rulers get along.
Yeah. But, if that were to happen, the Dynasty wouldn't be able to, look into it and start poking and prodding, getting private information, using it against them. This is not only to, one, allow them to stretch out the core's bandwidth, influence throughout the countries and keep a lot more places safe, like the underground, the oceans, because yes, even the underground, the ocean, the ones that the kingdoms are constantly neglected, getting help, as well as the Feywilds. But also it would just allow, if we can get the desert to agree to this exchange, then this might actually help lessen the tension between the desert and other countries. Because there's an actual mediator, besides just the leaders staring each other down with guns pointed. So I feel like there's gonna be some persuasions and stuff that I might have to do with the desert, but I'm willing to do that. The other letter,
and it's gonna be kind of at disadvantage because doesn't your guy hate the desert?
It's that thing of he dislikes some of the systems they have in the desert. He's still born from the desert, so there's still some things he doesn't mind about the desert. But it's the claimed trade bit that bothers him. The rest of the desert he's mainly fine with, because he does understand they are very hardworking people. He understands that they are very strong people because of the climate that they have been born in. So he has it's that weird thing Hoji has respect for them, but he also hates their guts in the fact of some of the shit they've done.
Yeah.
So
the desert is weird in that they can handle mostly any country.
Yeah.
Simply because of the shit they've had to deal with.
Yeah. It's a weird thing of that disadvantage is canceled out by advantage because you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he'd also be sending out a letter to the Demon Corps and the Monster Corps, the two other mainly well-known and probably the two biggest organizations. They used to stand right beside the Bounty Corps. They used to be the main three, so now it's just the main two. The Demon Corps and the Monster Corps basically just discuss coordination between the corps, because since we're now actually out publicly and we're hoping to start properly taking over and handling things that the Bounty Corps didn't get to deal with. Obviously coordination is going to be needed between those corps, so we don't step over boundaries or we don't fuck up their plans on dealing with something. Because they're already planning on dealing with something and then we get in the way, then it's a whole new problem. Because we could possibly screw over something that they were already setting up for. So coordination and communication is heavy key with stuff that they do. So sending out letters to them, to like, he would be addressing the leaders directly. So that would be like a letter to the Demon Corps leader, Galen, and I don't know which. There's 4 leaders to the Monster Corps, and so it would just go out to the one that went public, which I think was the Storm Genasi, correct?
There's 3 leaders of the
3.
There's 3 leaders of the Monster Corps. The one that went was Cyclone the Thunder Genasi.
Gotcha. So he's sending out the Cyclone the Thunder Genasi, the leader of the one of the leaders of the Monster Corps, basically kind of just mentioning that and introducing his corps and himself.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, depending on the reason why. So every year the corps give a state of the world to let people know how the world's doing. During the last state of the world was not doing the best. So one of the Monster Corps leaders gave a state of the world, which they hadn't done yet. So
yeah, they normally keep their
leaders finally. Yeah,
go for it.
They normally don't go public. The Monster Corps leaders were the only group that had not revealed any of them. They had just sent people to kind of talk for them. But one of the leaders actually showed up personally to actually give a address. Yeah.
So basically, the entire time he had been they'd been staying as anonymous. But it was just it was that thing of like the world was in such a bad state. One of them legit deemed it necessary. Like, okay, we need to talk. So yeah.
All right, listen up, people.
Yeah, that's when people really realized shit's gone to hell, and we're still experiencing it. Because at the time, I don't want to do all the history stuff. We're not gonna get anywhere today if we keep doing it. Figure it out yourself. You're learning as the world goes on.
If it does.
Yeah, if it does. Don't spoil anything. And, we also gotta send a bitch.
Just do...
What?
You guys should just do an episode that is the history.
Maybe.
No.
But then again, also, it would just be him talking.
Context of the world.
It would just be him talking, and I would just walk away for like an hour and come back and be like, "You done yet?"
I wouldn't even finish it. I'd be like, all right, I forget if there's anything else important, but Nitz would remember, but he's not here. Okay, bye.
There's just like 45 minutes of dead silence. Okay, but anyways, he also needs to send out a letter to the Lycanthropy Hunting Guild. For those who don't know, there is a guild out there that literally just hunts like werewolves, as well as there is just one that only hunts vampires. He'd be sending a letter out to them, kind of letting them know. It's more of an informative letter, kind of letting them know that, hey, the hidden hermit werewolf and the lightning werewolf that they found in Blackburn has been taken under control and is under the Corps' protection. They are being heavily monitored. If they actually backlash and like start attacking people in the town, then obviously that guild is allowed to take up in arms against that werewolf. But as long as they haven't done anything wrong, they are under the Corps' protection. So just kind of letting them know, hey, don't do this. I really don't want to have a problem. So just don't type of deal.
Yes.
And then you would also have to send a letter out to the Bandit King. For those who don't know, in the dynasty, there is a small portion of the Dara dynasty of land that has been given out to a guy named the Bandit King. Long story short, he kind of helped with uniting the country into one big country, because before it used to be a bunch of really tiny countries. And then him and the Emperor, who is still alive, like hundreds of years ago, basically kind of like worked together to do it. So it was kind of like a thing he got. It's also one of those things where it's like, if he wasn't given the land by the dynasty, he probably would have just forcefully taken it, because the dude's honestly just strong enough to do so.
He is.
Yeah, he really
would've been like
is.
it's
Yeah.
like either give me the land or I take it myself. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's save some people's lives here.
So, yeah, basically, there's a portion of land in the dynasty, and it's not a small portion, but it's a decent-sized chunk of land that is just run by the Bandit King. The entire piece of land is ran by him, so it's kind of like bandit land, but it's the thing, like, it's specifically his grunts that live there. So if you're not his grunts, you're walking on thin ice, buddy. So basically, he just sent out a letter to the Bandit King, just trying to mediate with him, trying to find a middle ground. So just later on in Joe, just like kind of introduce himself, like, hey, my name's Enma.
I exist.
I exist. Let's find a middle ground so we don't have any problems down the road, type of deal. Like just a simple like let's just understand each other so we don't have a problem.
Yeah, let me help with your place so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. And then there's one final letter, which is to set up a meeting with the leader of the Vanguard Corps that we heard about. Because, gonna be honest, apparently they're supposed to be a rival corps. They're in the southern areas, we're in the northern areas. We obviously need to be talking with these people because if it makes sense to connect with them and alliance with them, then great. We've got more allies that it allows us to reach and handle way more problems that are like around the world. But also, if they're genuinely just a bad core, you know, because it's very possible to have corrupt cores that are trying to rise up right now, because there is a hole right now that's trying to be covered because since the bounding core fell. There's a shot these dudes are just fucked up people who are just here for fame and money. And if that's the case, I'm sorry, we're gonna have a problem. So I need to get insight gauge on this guy.
Yep.
So the letter is kind of like trying to find like a middle ground town that we can maybe find, like just a town up in the middle area of like Dynasty that we can maybe meet up halfway at or something like that. To try and just have a meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. Because letters aren't going to do it justice. Something like this is something that requires you actually meeting the person type of deal.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, yeah, he'd offer that meeting up, and if they send a letter back saying that they agree, then they'll settle on a town and go halfway. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of walking either way.
Yeah, so it's probably like 2 hours of him just writing these letters and then crashing, getting like let's see, he had like enough time for 6 hours worth of sleep if he didn't do the letters, so he gets 4 hours of sleep.
God.
This man eventually is gonna have death of nature at this rate.
So he was up until 8 talking to he was up at 8 to talk to the blacksmith. Then he spent 2 hours talking, like a combined of 2 hours talking to the blacksmith and Zora.
Yep.
And then he wrote 2 hours, so at noon he finally goes to sleep.
That's essentially like going to bed at midnight and then having to wake up at like 5 a.m. That's really what that's like, and I do that all the time, so I know it's not horrible, but it still sucks, because it's that thing of like, it's like you got enough sleep to function, but you wish you could have slept longer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Alright.
Yeah. So they're gonna go meet up in the center of the town to go meet up with that samurai. That samurai. Yeah.
Talking was happening in the background. I had to mute.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't see the mute thing. I was like, is he not mute? Did his internet die again?
No, I just muted my actual mic because I can do that.
Fair enough. I was looking at for like the actual like mute thing. I was like, well, he's not muted.
No, I was. Talking was happening in the background.
Fair enough.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
So, they would go. He would wake up as So Hoji and Varbuk were sharing a room.
Yes.
And Keela and Elenia were sharing a room, and then Kishchi just got her own room.
Yeah.
So, but when Hoji wakes up, Varbuk's already awake.
That's fair. I didn't imagine him to wake up before Varbuck just due to the fact of how long he was up.
Yeah, Varbuck had been asleep since like fucking like 2 in the morning because that's when they got in. He just went to bed.
Yeah, that's why I was like, there's no shot I'm up before him. Like, there's no way.
Like Varbuck getting up and like his claws hitting the floor is what wakes up Hoji because he's like, ah shit, it's time to get up. Fuck. I don't want to get up, but I don't have a choice.
Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah,
it's that thing of if he doesn't get up, the fucking Anglerian will wake him up. Problem. The Anglerian will probably stab him to wake him up.
God.
Or just like hit him with like the flat of the blade or his claws or something. Just like, hey.
Wake up. Just gives him a concussion. Wake up. Wait, why did he go cold? Why did his heart stop beat? Wait.
Fucking telepathically screams, wake up.
God.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, also Varbuck got new daggers, so that's something else.
Whoa.
Because that's exactly what he needed.
Yeah, because I bought him those daggers.
Yes, the daggers that do an extra 3d4 fire damage.
It's one of those things like he was asleep. Hoji 100% walked in, like wrote those letters and left the daggers like beside the letters. Like he was like, it's that thing like he didn't have to put it near Varbuck. He was like, I know, he'll know. He'll know. He knew.
Yeah, he gets up. The daggers are gone as Varbuck is walking out of the room.
Yep. He just looked at it. He's like, he knew.
Yeah, he was like, even if those weren't for him, he was going to take them either way.
Yep, I figured. That's why they're there for him.
Like if they were on Hoji's person, he wouldn't have taken them. But
yeah,
it was that thing of you left them in the open. He was like, well,
finders keepers.
Those look like free real estate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna head to that middle area.
Yeah, so you guys would head to like the middle area where there's like a statue of a samurai, probably the founder of the town. It's a bit worn, but it's there.
Okay.
That is the like center marker, and you guys would head out with Kishji, Elenia, and Keela. Everyone's awake.
Yeah.
Kishji and Elenia and Keela look like they didn't get there. They like look like they got a little bit more sleep than Hoji, but not a whole lot. The only people who look well rested right now are Varbuck and Kishji, who were both injured.
Yep.
So they just went to bed.
It's that thing of like, it's like you look over at those two. They look bright-eyed and shiny. You look at Alania and Keela. They look a little tired, but you know they're fine. You look at Hoji. There are like raccoon bags under this man's eyes.
He's like slightly, it's just that slight bit of slumped, where it's just that tired, like I don't have the energy to straighten my shoulders.
100%. It's like
I don't care enough.
It's 100% one of those things where it's like his hair is like he's got that long hair, so like a lot of it he would brush out with brush and keep it fine. But there's that one hair, there's that one strand that he was like, I'm not gonna even fucking bother. So it's
one
just
little bit of short hairs.
Yeah, it's like normally he would deal with that. He's too tired, so there's that one strand that's just kind of out there.
You're trying.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yes, they would head out with Liz.
Yeah.
With Lizeth.
Lizeth Fezab,
The
retired samurai bounty hunter.
Yup. Which she's definitely a bit rusty. You guys can kind of tell it because she did retire a while ago.
Yeah.
But she can still fight, so
yeah.
She's got her katana. That's all she needs. She's got a katana and a longbow, so
yeah,
she is capable. So she would lead the way to the hermit. She wouldn't she would greet you guys with a pretty friendly like morning. Which she can is that thing of like she says morning like the sun is setting.
Yeah.
So-
Morning is the sun setting. Yeah. It's like morning sun setting. It's like morning.
I want to die.
Yeah.
It's morning as far as she cares.
It's morning as far as his whole party cares. To them, this is morning.
Yeah, so these people with my schedule.
Uh-huh. Okay, so how the first night of travel go, man? Also, yeah, your internet go.
Yeah, so as they're traveling. Oh, why is it being so wonky today?
I don't know. It was doing better before we started recording, which is the funny thing. I think it legit was waiting. It was like, okay, we're gonna trick them. We're gonna make it think it's okay, but in reality,
Yeah, it would.
it
really would.
It would do that to you.
Yeah, it would. You have no idea.
Yeah.
That was the wrong button.
Oh.
Anyways.
Yeah. I just have Varbuck teaching me more Primordial while we travel for the night.
Yeah, so you can roll your D12 to see how much you get.
D12 digital dice. What do I get? 3.
1.
3.
Oh, okay.
3. I'm at 50 of 136 to learning full Primordial. I'm getting there. He taught me like one word.
Taught you one word mainly because Liz is doing a lot of talking as you guys are walking. So Varbuck's like, I can't talk all that telepathy. Just
Yeah.
like...
That sounds about right.
It's that weird thing of like what she's saying is like moderately important because she's talking about the hermit.
Yeah.
So it's that weird thing of like Farbuck wasn't really trying all that hard to teach you, but he like gave you a word, and you were
Yeah.
like, okay.
It's like, what word did he teach you? Cinnamon toast. He's like, why that? Why is that what you teach me?
He taught you the word for fish because Farbuck is hungry. He just was just.
I can honestly see him doing that, so I have no doubt in mind.
I will teach you the word for fish. Why? Because I'm hungry. I want food.
That's funny.
But she would reveal that so Liz would the main question she would ask is if any of y'all have silvered weapons.
I don't think I do, because I have a weapon that is a spear that is made out of bone.
Okay, so no.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone just kind of goes no, and she's like, oh, well, hey.
That would have been good to know before we left.
Well, she's got something for that.
Okay.
She's
Great.
So she would hand everyone like a sack of like silvered powder,
Okay.
and she just essentially says to coat your weapons in it before we fight the hermit,
Gotcha.
because he is a were, as she would reveal. He is a
Alright.
werebear.
Why the fuck is a werebear trapping a witch in a demon knoll?
Kind of insane. It's
God, is this the werebear that we brushed off with Muriel by accident? Is this what happens when you yell at a werebear because you thought it was a bear and it was gonna attack you? Listen, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. I didn't know you were a werebear. I didn't know you were friendly. For those who don't
Actually, no. This is a different werebear.
Yeah, it's fair. For those who don't know, I had a character named Mirio, and there was a bear that started approaching them. It's like a random encounter, and he thought, or she, now she, because of Yavina, she thought it would be a big fun. She thought it was an actual bear. She failed her insight check, so she told everybody to yell at it, because normally if a group collective yells at a bear, normally it's a good way to kind of get it to maybe go away. She was the only one that fully committed to it, because she got a nat 20 to yell on her con save, and everyone else kind of started to yell, and then faded very quickly as they realized it was a werebear. And he just says, he was the thing, like, he covered his ears, looked at her dead in the face, and said, "Could you not?" And then walked away. Like, he was gonna offer like sharpen our weapons, which would have added a bonus damage to die on. Like, it was gonna not a bonus damage die, but it was gonna add some extra damage into the weapons. And because of that, we lost. That was like early on in like the campaign too.
Yeah. It was like he was gonna offer to upgrade y'all's weapons because he had no use for the upgrade thing, so he was gonna offer it to someone else.
Oh man!
But y'all screamed at him, so he didn't.
Yeah, what you mean? God, this is just his uncle.
I think she got like a 5 for her insight, and you're like, insight of dirty
it was
9, and I was like, oh boy. And I was like, yeah, it's a bear, and I said that, and you were like, oh no.
Yep.
You're absolutely positive this is a normal bear.
Yep. But anyways, getting back on track. So it's a werebear, so we're any silvered weapons, or not silvered, we had silvered power, so we'll be fine.
So essentially she just says to coat your weapons in the silver dust.
Right.
It'll take like a bonus action at the start of combat, and it'll last 3 turns of like your weapons being silvered. So it should be good.
Okay.
From all the scouting out she's done of the place, she's figured out that he typically sleeps through he sleeps from like middle of the night to like kind of earlier in the morning. Okay. So if they wanted to try to get in and set the other people free, that would be like the best time to do it.
Gotcha. We'll do that then. Good to know.
Yeah, she's like, I've done a lot of scouting, but the bounty corps just kind of never really got back to me on handling it, so I just would wait till someone decided to deal with it.
You know, fair enough. Can't really be mad at you for that.
At least she bothered to remember the information. That's kind of the... She went through the effort of learning all the information, and then just didn't get to use it. So she was like, well, here we go.
Yeah. That happens. That makes sense. That's fair.
Yeah, it's ex-bounty hunter who has the information. And it was, I think, she was one of those people who was pretty thorough. She was like an investigator for the bounty corps, and they just didn't talk to her enough for her to justify continuing to stay with them. So she kind of quit before the whole collapse happened. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yes.
So. I do my little dancey dance.
Encounter check.
Yeah.
Yes. You guys would see come appear out of ether a shadow, and then it disappears.
So. Archon? Insight check.
I want to mention that wasn't a bit. You saw a shadow creature appear and then it disappeared. That just appears out of the corner of your eye.
Do I roll an investigation for that or a perception?
So your passive perception is what picked up that thing was moving by.
Okay. There's a Shaunus fucking Assassin's Guild. Oh, which, by the way, I need to mention, but, in the letter to Gallon, he would have also asked, because I forgot to mention this, because I thought about it at work, and I meant to mention this. He would ask him also about the rumor of, if the whole, Assassin's Guild thing is, thing.
That's fair.
Because he kind of.
Galen does have an answer.
Yeah.
Galen does have an answer.
Yeah. If the things, if whatever it is isn't bothering us, then we're not gonna bother looking at it. So.
Okay. So I'll roll to see if anyone else is curious about it.
Yeah.
Because I'll roll to see. I'll see who like actually saw it. So Elenia didn't see it. Keela didn't see it.
The bird's
There's a
interested, I'll
shot.
look
It's a
through the
shadow.
bird's eyes.
It's a shadow creature, so it might. Oh.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll try and look through the bird's
That doesn't
eyes.
tell me.
I'll roll my perception
bird.
check. Why do I have advantage
Fucking
on
true sight.
perception? Oh, I have advantage on perception because I'm a Mara follower. Right. Okay.
Yes.
I rolled a natural 13 and a natural 15. Those are really good rolls. So a +8 onto that. So 23 to see.
Okay. So the bird would see this creature. What they would see is this a like kind of like skeletal looking shadow creature that's
Okay.
like moving through the tree shadows.
Uh-huh.
It's got like the torso of a like kind of human-esque torso
Yeah.
with like longer arms, but its body kind of ends at a point after its lower body, so it doesn't have legs. So it's just kind of like floating and moving with its arms.
Huh.
But it's got like the jaw of a beast. So it's like a weird kind of shadow creature that's moving by nearby.
It did seem to...
It's definitely
Yeah.
it definitely knows y'all are there. Like it's that thing of it definitely knows y'all are there.
It knows we're there, but it's not attacking, so it seems to be passive.
It seems to be keeping its eye on you guys. So it kind of looks like it might be guarding something. That's kind of what the bird's starting to pick up. It's sticking at like an angle to you guys, so you guys would, if you guys try to go past it, it's in the way. So
Insight
it might
check?
be trying to block something. Yeah, you can roll insight.
Oh my gosh, this is good rolls at the beginning, so I'm waiting for that natural 1. But this is a natural 16 with a +3 on insight, so 19.
Okay.
Dirty 19.
Okay, so yeah, your natural insight kind of told you that it might be guarding something. Yeah, with that 19 in insight, this thing is definitely trying to prevent you from getting to something if you try to get by it. It seems like it's protecting someone. Like, so it's probably a summoned creature, and they might be asleep. So,
Okay.
might. You're not sure.
I want to put my hands in my pockets and begin to walk over to it.
Okay.
To show no
Does
aggression.
anyone follow?
He kind of like nod his head. Because I feel like Hoshi kind of like walks like in the middle of the roof or like around that area.
Yeah.
So you kind of like nod his head back. Kind of like hey, heads up. And then kind of turn to like start walking over to it type of deal.
Okay. So it would almost immediately fade as soon as Hoji starts moving towards it.
Okay.
As it kind of fades, it like shadow steps back a bit. So it's like keeping its distance from you.
Alright.
But as you would continue to kind of follow it as shadow stepping,
Yeah.
you would see it eventually stop near like a tree and then fade completely as you guys would approach the tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to run up
So-
perception?
So you can definitely see that there's like a person there's someone laying, there's like, you guys can see like a magical staff that's like on the ground nearby where the thing disappeared.
Yeah.
So what you guys would round the corner, you guys would see this lady. However, you guys would see that there is like a spear embedded in her chest that she seems to be unconscious. So-
okay. Someone got attacked.
So what you're seeing is
Okay, so we're looking. Not sure what race it is because of the skin color, but
Yeah.
we're dealing with a very humanoid-esque lady. A lot of black clothing. A lot of black clothing. Corset, like open chest, covering under boob, if that makes sense. there's a lot of detail. I can't tell what color that is for the detailing, but like think of this, right?
It's like silver.
Okay, silver.
It's like silver.
Okay. So yeah, basically under boob and then down goes down to like it's like a like mini dress, like corset, if that makes sense. Cause it doesn't cover the shoulders. It has the sleeveless sleeves. It goes down and then kind of like cuts off like at the very beginning bit of the thighs. And the very ending bit is like kind of frilly. But there's like silvered like designing that goes around like the stomach and like the sleeveless sleeve bit. There's a lot of like bone structure type of design. So it's not obvious bone because it's a silvered bit, but it is 100% like she might be a necromancer or something like that. Because she definitely uses necrotic magic with the way she dresses. I'd be surprised if she uses radiant. Gonna be real there, Chief. That staff that he was talking about for that beast, it has this like, I don't know if it's a dark gray or a black, but it's a like very dark colored staff. Yeah.
It is black with
Okay.
like kind of like almost like a brownish bones that kind of swirl around it towards this top.
Yeah, and then in the middle of the top bit, there is like a like purplish like mana that seems to be like formed in the middle, probably from like a gem or something like that. Oh, by the way, after the ending bit of the frilly bit of the dress, there is like thigh highs that go almost all the way up the thigh. So there's a bit of the thigh that is exposed, and it has like straps that connects the dress to the socks, and then high heels that seems to have like the once again the like silvered like design that kind of like covers the high heels basically. So
Yes.
yeah. Oh, and I don't know what color that skin is, but I think the hair is
It's like kind of like
pinkish, right?
it's like a pinkish. She looks human.
Yeah.
But it's like
It's a really pale purple.
it's like
Okay.
it might be like she
Yeah.
might be have used necrotic magic a bit too much, so it started to affect her body.
Yeah. That also goes for the hair as well. The hair is a very similar color. It's just slightly darker than the skin. So like
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything just sort of has a purple tint.
Also,
Yeah.
you can now see the creature that has been led you here.
Yes.
That is the thing that you were following.
A very, very dark purple, like, I'm seeing that face, that, like, very, like, animal-esque jaw face. I immediately saw
Yeah.
Skaven in the back of my head, which is like a rat person, if you don't know. So it's like a very, like, rat-like jaw and, like, head. Then you see, like, the ribcage for the neck bit, and then just, like, two, like, arms, like, very skeletal arms. And then there's just, yeah, literally no legs. Think of like a ghost when you think of like the no legs bit. Like, just like, it moves. There is like a like trail of like mana that kind of falls back because it has an unattached like no leg, but it's there type of deal. Like, it's definitely attached to that. It's probably a summoning, like, it's the thing like that staff is probably a arcane focus, but also like, it's like summoning. Like staff, if that makes sense. It's 100% connected to whatever gem or mana thing is in the middle of that.
Yeah. So you guys would probably kind of piece together that she's probably like a spirit necromancer,
Yeah.
which is it's not common, but
No.
problem she got attacked.
Yeah.
So
how
as you guys would start
yeah.
to look around,
Mhm.
you guys would start to be like, it's the thing of you noticed her first, and as you start to look around, it's like, oh, there's bandit corpses. So
Uh-huh.
that thing it was a thing of she got attacked.
Yeah.
She went down. The spirit didn't.
Yep.
The spirit kept fighting and started looking for people
So
to help.
here's what I'm gonna do just to double check and make sure. I'm gonna send the Raven out to go make sure nothing else is nearby. And I'm also gonna summon my Mara Wraith. Or not a Wraith. I always call it a Wraith. The Spectre. I'm gonna have it just like I'm basically just gonna have it go dart like full speed as fast as it can, like through trees and stuff to see if it can find anybody. And I'm also gonna have Varbok and Alani also kind of scurry, but I want those two to pair with each other, stay near each other so they don't. So if someone is here, they don't get jumped by themselves.
Yes.
And then
Sup the
Kiss and
Spectre.
Keela can
That'll be
stay near
fun.
me. And I wanna
Yes.
have Keela, if she can, use like cure wounds on this person. Because
Yeah.
you need to kind of get them healed up. I'm gonna try and remove that spear.
Yeah, so what you can tell is definitely like a bandit. Like, it's something of this was not a professionally spear.
Yeah.
So it's kind of barbed.
Yeah.
Like unintentionally barbed spear.
Yeah.
Because the bandit couldn't smith whoever made it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Keela will be using her action and bonus action to cast Cure Wounds and Healing Word.
Fair. I guess I'll be using my main
To try
action
and help the lady.
and pull this thing out.
Yeah, she's focusing her healing on where that spear is going to be exiting, just so it doesn't bleed.
Yeah, just good idea. That's why you have Cure Wounds and not Healing Word. Healing Word doesn't fix wounds.
She's doing... yeah, Healing Word just to heal her. Her wounds to fix the massive gaping hole in her gut.
God.
Okay, so that's the Cure Wounds. So she does 8. She does 13 healing.
Okay.
Cure Wounds. And she does 8 healing Word.
Okay.
So 21 health back.
That's not bad.
The lady.
Yeah.
As Hoji hates the fact of how this spear is removed when he removes it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come out like nicely. He has to kind of move it sideways to get it out because there's like a barb on one end. And he's just like, "Oh, you fuckers made this bad on purpose."
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like that intentionally poorly smith spear, so that like if you try to pull it out, it just gets worse.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, he's just like slowly trying to get it out. Like, okay, why? Why you guys gotta be assholes?
Yeah. You would hear he would
He would duh?
he would stab something.
What happened? He would duh?
He would die.
He would die. Okay, so Hoji's dead. Can I come back as a fucking lich?
Yes, in fact.
Yay! Okay, so
yeah, but continuing.
Yeah.
What was detected is that the wraith killed somebody. Like they might have been near death, and the wraith just finished them off.
Gotcha. Sounds about right.
The specter was like, "Ooh, bandit!" Fucking slashes their neck.
Fair.
So I was like, thanks, man. We could have interrogated him, but who needs that?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, but Varbuk, Elenia, and Kishchi don't really find anyone.
Okay.
Liz is just kind of standing nearby. She's more.
Yeah.
I think she's more looking for that spirit to see where it went, because it just kind of disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. That is fair. Yeah.
Yes, but eventually this lady would wake up. It's like if she wakes up, but barely.
Yeah.
She was at probably a pretty substantial amount of like negative health.
Yeah.
When you guys found her, so that 21 got her to like she's got like 3 hit points now.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
Yeah. So you guys would meet her. You would meet the wizard. She's a wizard, necromancer.
Pug. As soon as you wake up, Hoshi would probably kind of like put up his hand, like, take it easy.
She doesn't even try to move.
Yeah.
It's the most like you see her open her eyes and she's just like, "Oh, I'm alive."
Yep. You're alive, buddy. Congratulations.
Yeah, you can tell she's kind of surprised to be alive.
Yeah.
It's that now like oh, I'm alive.
Yeah.
This was not the outcome I was expecting.
That's fair. That is fair. I'm glad I actually checked this out and didn't ignore that thing.
Yeah, the wraith was like, "Fucking acknowledge me."
It's fair. It's like, why? Come here.
It was that thing of if you ignored it, it probably would have attacked you and then ran.
Bruh.
So you had to. So you followed it. It was running out of time, and it was like, "Fucking follow me."
Fair enough.
Yeah. So you would see her just kind of, she's like, well, I don't know who you lot are, but I'm assuming my friend found you. That's kind of what I'm guessing.
Yes, the spirit.
Yes. Well, I guess, like, yeah, that definitely help was required, unfortunately.
You could definitely say that. That spirit
Yes.
was well implanted into you.
Unfortunately. Well, I appreciate the help. Name's Justina.
It's good to meet you, Enma.
Good to meet you. She looks at her, she's like, I see you you have quite the number of friends.
You could say that. We're heading on our way to deal with a rather insane person. He's been kidnapping people.
Fair enough. Well, she's like, fair enough. She's not really got, there's no negativity there. Valid,
Yeah.
Go for it, man. She's not gonna argue with you.
Yep.
We're gonna go deal with a kidnapper. You know what? I support this action.
It's like, dude, can you imagine? She's like, what? Why? Why would you do that? I was like, oh man, I just felt like it.
Dude, the just genuine as fair enough.
Yeah.
She's got nothing else to say, nothing more to add to that conversation.
He would just kind of look to her and go, well, do you need any help traveling? Where were you going?
Well, I was heading to. I was going from Pasto to, Naporia. I was taking a shortcut. I was almost there.
You were. You are literally in hindsight of it.
I know, that's the sad part. I almost made it.
You almost did. Well, I'll tell you what. To try and help you while you try to head back. I know it isn't much, but I can at least send my Spectre with you till then.
That would definitely help out my spirits. As by the way, you would see her grab her staff, and you would see the gem inside of it start glowing.
Yeah.
Like the second she picks it up.
Yeah.
And you would see that the spirit like reappear like a couple seconds later, and kind of like float around her.
Fair.
It's the thing, if you can tell the spirit's like making sure that she's actually alive, and y'all haven't like killed her.
Yeah.
And like fucking with it. So yeah, it's thinking like this is probably like her main companion that she's got, and then she can summon other spirits. But this
Fair.
one's like the one permanent spirit.
Gotcha. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, just go, well, if you ever need help, there's always the Hidden Garden. The Hidden Garden's more than happy to help.
No, I
Or
will.
you can always just contact me directly.
She would kind of look at me like, I don't think I've heard of that. I think I've been out of the loop for a little while.
Well, as of now, we are still working on setting up our core in other areas. As of now, we are currently set up in North Pass and White Ridge, but I came down over to Naporia because I heard of a bunch of different things going on down around here. So, we're starting to reach out a little bit
Fair
further
enough.
on. When we were running more in
That's
the
always good.
shadows, so yes.
I can appreciate the shadows.
It's well needed. But yes,
Yeah, well, she's like, well, if you ever need a place raided and need some extra spirits to help, I help out.
I understand. Well, if you ever wish to work with the Hidden Gardens directly, let us know. We'd be happy to have you aboard.
All right,
And I'll keep you
Wonderful.
in mind.
thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to rest here. I'm not really going to be doing much moving today.
I can imagine. You should let that rest for a good day or two, honestly.
Yeah, I probably will. But I guess I'll let y'all continue on your way. Best of luck in your travels. And thank you for saving me again.
You're welcome. And stay safe. Try not to be stabbed again. Please.
Honestly, I'll try.
The fucking police.
She's like, I don't think luck will smile on me again. I don't see that happening.
I'll pray for you. fucking just, I'll talk with God, so like, who knows, maybe we can make something happen, man.
Talk to the god of luck. He's like, no, This is the 5th time I've saved her ass.
Come
no,
on, come
I'm
on,
done.
just one more time. Do it for me.
Just fucking smites you.
No. Mara. He's not being nice. God. It's like the god of luck is being a dick, so you complain to the fucking goddess of darkness. Fucking 180 right there.
The goddess of darkness and secrecy does nothing.
Uh-huh.
She just kind of starts spreading rumors that he's a mean god.
God, that's such a dick move. It's like every other person is like, yeah, we'll have a confrontation about this and handle this like a good person. Her, hey, did you hear?
Did you hear he slapped this random woman that no one's heard of?
Yeah.
Almost just starts rumors about the god.
God. I'm trying to remember, the god of luck's name is Nera, right?
Let me pull it up. No, it is the god of luck.
Okay.
Let me pull it up. Oh god, that's funny. The god of luck is Osun.
Ozen. Okay, so I had the O right. Yeah, can you just imagine? It's just like you start hearing. It's like, yeah, did you hear? Yeah, Ozen. Yeah, what about Ozen? Yeah, did you hear? He assaulted a random lady. It's like, what? Yeah. Like, this is the biggest fucking rumor. It's like, was it another god?
Dude.
No, it was just a mortal. What?
That's definitely something Mara would start. It's the most. Just she implants that shit in like 18 people's minds, so they start talking about it. And she's just like, perfect. And just walks away. It wouldn't be the first time she's done that.
That is funny. That is funny. I fucking love that. I didn't know a lot about Mara, but so that's a fun little fact for me and for the viewers, I guess, about Mara. She starts rumors.
It's nothing if she's the goddess of secrecy. So it's nothing if she doesn't talk much.
Yeah.
But when she does, she's just like, but what if I just did this and then disappear for another 3 years and never speak again?
Yeah, she would. I mean, she really was to help. There's that giant wraith that's just sitting around there from another world. The fucking legendary wraith.
Yeah, no, she's just talking to the wraith casually.
She would. She would.
She's just like, so do you like tea or do you like this?
I don't know if that wraith. I don't know what that wraith used to even drink when it was alive. I'm gonna be honest. For those who don't know what the wraith is, like an old NPC that was originally the first ever boss that Acrid got to fight in an old campaign in my world. And when my world got destroyed, he kind of got accidentally teleported into his world. Like the gods didn't mean to save him. They're teleporting people at random because they were just trying to save people, and they accidentally brought in like a chaotic evil, like just over. And he ended up in the goddess of darkness and secrecies, like domain. So Mara got to meet a boss that used to be known as the Rat King. It was this hunchbacked, like 6'7" when he was hunched over human. That used to control a like army of rats in a small broken down town. He was fucking feared by the town. Because it was that thing like it's like you started saying something rude to him. His army of 700 rats swarmed you. Yeah, so he died later on, and then he became a wraith. He came back as a legendary encounter, like wraith. He went from a level 1 like boss fight to a fucking level 20 like natural 1 encounter type of like boss. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny when you think about it.
Yep.
But yes, getting back on track, yeah, he would bid her farewell, stay safe, buddy. Don't die, because that's an interesting character. And they walk away.
Justina, she said hello and then bid y'all adieu. Is that thing of she wasn't gonna join? Is that honestly just the thing of y'all happenstance upon her dying?
Yup, 100%. God.
It was, dude, that spirit. It was the thing of you like, I'm gonna ignore it. The spirit attacks you guys and runs. It's like, don't ignore me.
God. The Skaven
It was nothing.
do that.
It was protecting her, but it was also trying to get y'all to follow it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's like it's doing the best it can. It can't speak, so it really just had to make do with what it had.
Fair. When the funny thing to say, when the daytime comes, Hoji's gonna sleep for he'll do the second shift, I guess, of like lookout. He's just gonna sleep. It's something like it's like they get to the campground. He's like, it's like everybody else is making a bed. He's like, I'm gonna go to bed. It's like, you don't have your bed set up. This is fine.
In a bush, just.
He'd sleep in a tree. He is the type of guy that would sleep in a tree, honestly. Like he'd find like one of the way like sturdier, like thicker, like branches.
Okay.
And just lay on his back.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, as Hoji is sleeping.
Yeah.
Eventually, as like his shift would kind of like. It's like his shift is right about to start, so he's like starting to like naturally start to wake up.
Yeah.
He would feel like something moving on his leg.
Okay.
Like it's the thing of like he sits there. I don't know if he would react to it immediately or if he would just like start to wake up and be like, "What the fuck is that?"
What does it feel like? What does it feel like?
It feels like a snake. It's slithering on his leg.
Okay, so if it's a possible snake slithering on his leg, he doesn't want to startle it, because if he startles it, then obviously he might get bit. I mean, it's fine, he has resistance to poison, because he is a half Duragar, so, like, it's not the worst thing in the world.
He does have a ring of poison resist.
Yeah, that's the reason why, my bad, yeah. But at the end of it, he still doesn't feel like getting bit at the end of the day either. So he just misty steps.
Oh no! Oh no! So he misty steps onto the ground, and then he sees the snake fall and hit the ground.
Can he try to catch it? Like a lot, especially like buddy. With a 9+3 to his dex save, I don't think he's catching it.
Dude, who's awake for this one? So, Liz, are you awake? No, Liz is sleeping. She's on second shift. Kiss G is awake. Lania is awake. Farbuck is awake. So the next shift is Hoji, Kishji, and Keela.
Yeah. You mean Liz, not Kishji.
Yeah, Liz. So
Yeah.
Liz will be up on the second one. So, okay, so Kishji, Alania, and Varbuck. Who notices this? Okay, so Kishji notices. Lania doesn't notice. Varbuck notices. Varbuck might just eat it.
Oh, Varbuck! Don't give yourself poison, man.
Okay, yeah. Kishji, what's your dex save to try and save this snake? Does she even care? That's like a genuine question. She sees it. She's like, huh.
Oh, God.
God.
Wait, can I use my bonus action to use Lightning Lure to try and pull it to me? But do it in a safe way so I don't electrocute it.
No.
Fuck.
There's no way to do that. Yeah, so no one gets up in time. The snake just hits the ground and dies.
No.
So the non-poisonous grass viper dies.
Damn.
It was just a normal, like, non-poisonous snake that was just minding its own business. It's dead now because it landed on its head.
Damn. Well. God. Well, so much for that.
It posed absolutely no threat to OG, but he didn't know.
Yup. He just kind of looks at it. Looks at Varbuck. I guess you have dinner.
Oh, just the Varbuck's just like, why? Okay. Varbuck, what do you do with this? Okay, so before Varbuck goes to bed, he like cuts it up into strips and makes like snake bacon.
Okay. Fair enough, man.
Like, yeah, so he gives one piece to everyone and then goes to sleep.
God, it's funny.
He like makes it. It's kind of like the half asleep Anglerian is cooking.
I wasted one of my 2 pack slots for that.
That was worth it. I love the fucking. So I'm just gonna Misty Step, and I'm like, okay, so the snake is like almost entirely on your leg, which is like puts it like almost like over the edge of the tree. It will not have the reaction time to get onto the tree before it falls, and it will die if it hits the ground.
God. So technically speaking, because while I'm on shift, if nothing happens on that shift, does that technically count as a short rest?
You can take a short rest, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I will be able to get
It's that thing of like
back.
a short rest is literally just you not doing anything for an hour.
Gotcha. I just want to double check.
Yep. Long rest is like the one that actually forces you to sleep.
Yeah. All right. So.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And that was the night encounter. Or the day encounter. It was the snake that was minding its own business.
It was trying to vibe. It didn't promise that it chose the wrong person to curl up on.
It was like, oh, someone's on my tree. I'll go say hi. Fucking die.
I think, like, if he knew it wasn't poison, he would have treated it like it was his pet, honestly. Like, that's the sad thing about that.
The sad thing is he wasn't awake enough. He was still asleep, so he, like, couldn't check.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what you are, but you're a snake. I'm teleporting.
Yep. God. Okay. So, the next night of travel, we're like, okay, so the hermit was, I'm going to double check here, it was 3 days away, so it's now 2 days away.
Yes.
So I'm going to write down 2 days now so I can keep track of this. Actually, no, I don't need to. It's not that many days away. Whereas, like, some trials have been, like, 25 days away, and it's like, okay, I need to keep track of that, though. That's a lot harder to keep track of. We're good. So...
Correct.
Yeah, so this is the second day of travel to the hermit. It's that weird thing of, like, there isn't a whole lot to talk about, like, for, like, random chat. It really is that thing of, like, it's just briefing down the mission, trying to get an understanding. What's the base like? What does she know about the base?
So what she would say about the base is that it's not much one for looks, but it's a lot, like, He's got an underground area.
So is it like a
kind of
building?
expansive. So there is a building that's
Okay.
kind of. So he's got like the standard like, oh, it's the hermit's hut type of building.
Like a wooden shack.
But yeah, the wooden shack in the middle of fucking nowhere that you avoid because the guy who owns it will definitely kill you.
Gotcha.
Like, it's the hut no one goes to.
It's the hut that has like a white van parked underneath like the horribly broken down creaky awning.
No.
You get what I mean though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's one of those like, yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
But it's from the limited amount of time she's snuck in while he's been asleep.
Yeah.
Which she would mention that he is not a heavy sleeper, so it's nothing of if you make too much noise, he will wake up. Because at the end of the day, he is still like part bear. So his awareness is still a lot higher than the average human.
It's fair. It's fair.
It's like okay. She would also recommend not bringing like cooked meat into the area because that would probably wake him up.
Gotcha. So eat the bacon.
Varbuck's just like, oh, oh, wait.
He just looks at Varbuck, eat your bacon.
Everyone eats their piece of bacon.
Yeah. Hojiro, by the way, looks a little less tired today. His eyes aren't as baggy. There aren't as many bags under his eyes today. So.
Yeah, he doesn't have 7 bags. He only has 4.
Yeah. God, I fucking love it's like middle of the day. Like all those birds, it's like several different messenger birds got called at the same time and got handed different letters by a man who looked heavily sleep deprived and said go.
Also, as they would be going,
Yeah.
Hoji would see as they're walking, they would see a bird
Okay.
like fly down in the trees towards Hoji at speed.
Okay. He just kind of puts his arm out for it to land.
Yeah, he would see like a very like well taken care of like bird.
Okay.
That's kind of got like more of like it's got like slight bits of like kind of like vines to like that are wrapped around its torso, probably to protect it in case like weather or something happens.
Gotcha. So probably a druid's bird.
Yeah, as you would see it kind of like land, like tilt its head back as it would pull out like it motions to like a scroll that's on its back.
Gotcha.
To like try to get Hoji to take it.
Yeah.
The bird like sits there and it like you can tell the bird's like, I might need a letter back from you, so I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
You can tell the bird's not 100% sure if you're gonna reply to it or not, so it's gonna wait and assume you will.
Fair.
You can also tell that this bird is very fast, so it probably had to fly a while to get to him.
Gotcha.
Because it like dove down from like the like pretty high up to get like just dove down onto his arm.
Okay.
So what he would see is that as he pulls it out, he would see that it is like pretty like fine paper, and he would realize that this is elven paper.
Okay.
He's gotten a response from the Elven Queen.
The Queen.
They have agreed.
Woo.
So essentially the elves have stated that they will back his core. However,
Yeah.
she has talked to both of the news people who were there, and she's gotten mostly positive things stated.
Okay.
She would state that the only really thing that she heard was that the more stern elf was not sure of how many people were hiding. That was one thing that like slightly bothered him, because he didn't know who was stealthing. Because he became aware of several people that were stealthing, and he was like, "Wait, how many more people are here?"
Uh-huh.
It made him slightly uncomfortable because he felt like there was a possibility that they would all get killed. It was one of those like, I'm slightly uncomfortable by this, but it's fine. That was like
fair.
the only thing he had a problem with was like
Yeah.
the abundancy of secrecy.
That's fair. That is fair. I expected that. I did expect that to be a possible problem.
Yeah. And he was the only one that you didn't really like fully convince, but you convinced him enough where he was like, "Go for it."
Yeah.
He wasn't against it. He was still for it, but he did point out this one problem he had.
Okay. Fair enough.
Which it probably would, from what you can kind of tell, that probably would have been a problem anyway.
Yeah.
Even if you'd fully convinced him, it was still a possibility that he still had a problem with that, which he did,
Yeah.
but it happens.
Yeah.
But she got a very positive review from the other one. The obscenely happy elf who was like, yeah, they'll do it. They'll save the world.
He got to hear about Liraz once. He was like, that's the man. He's gonna save everyone.
Or some shit. You don't know what that man said. But the elves do agree that they will start on a slightly more limited bunch of budgeting for Hoji's Core.
That is fair.
But as Hoji's Core kind of more proves themselves to the elves, she will increase their funding.
All right, understood.
So it's one of those. There are a lot more. You have to actually earn the respect of the elves, unlike most other countries.
Yeah.
Which the elves, it's that weird thing of like the elves have probably the best system for dealing with cores, because it prevents the core from being corrupt. Because you literally can't.
Yep. Yep. And that's why we like the elves. That's why he reached out to specifically the elves.
Yes.
That's
so
why.
the elves
That's why
have
they're.
agreed to back him.
Yeah. It's like, yes, he reached out to all the cores technically for funding, but the elves are the main, like, they're the main country. They're the main funders, the main, like, backers. Because their morals compass aligns with Hoji's the best out of any other country.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was also the bird kind of like pulls out, like, it kind of sits. I think we're good. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. You're good.
Then I think I give you this. It like the
what?
The bird's like, oh, I think I need to give you this too. It like pulls up like a pouch.
Okay.
And hands him a pouch.
Okay, what's in the pouch?
It's a magical pouch.
Whoa. Okay. What's in the magical pouch?
It's a pouch of holding.
Whoa.
It's a pouch of holding.
Great, I got a magical pouch.
In the pouch there's a bit of elven equipment. This is and enough money to like, and there's like several thousand bits of gold, which is like, oh, that's for the core. There's the funding. There's the funding.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know if he would send that to the tiefling, who's kind of like their background accountant person.
Yeah, he'll just send it to them directly and basically just go, start spreading stuff out. We got stuff up north, start looking at some stuff that's in the middle and in south area. We need to start setting up around those areas, so.
Yeah. The tiefling will do what he can. But they would get some pieces of equipment from the elves.
Whoa.
So Hoji would get, and I'll go ahead and add this to his inventory.
If you reload the page, by the way, you already see I already have a bag of holding added on, so you can just add it directly onto the bag of holding.
Wow, that's so nice of you, man.
I'm gonna rename it to Elven Galaxy Bag. Pouch, yeah. That's a fun
Elven
name.
pouch of holding.
Elven Galaxy Pouch. I'd imagine it's something like you look into it and there's just a galaxy void. Like, it's like, aww. It just looks like you're looking into space type of deal.
Oh yeah, and then there's that. And there is. The elves didn't exactly know how many people were there, so they're just sending like just a mix of equipment.
Yeah.
Which is a thing of like, Hoji's probably not going to be mad at getting free stuff to help out.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he would be upset.
Yeah.
He's like, how dare they send me free things?
How dare. I can't believe they do that. Okay, so I'm looking at
Yeah,
the
there's
Boots of
also
Elvenkind, Cloak of Elvenkind, and Elven Chain.
there's also some other things as well that I'm still adding.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yes.
They're sending you like kind of a small burst of equipment right at the start,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is like kind of how the elves do it. This that thing of like, all right, prove yourself with this equipment. Here you
Yup.
go. This is all you're getting from us.
Yo.
You get a bunch of money and this. Figure it out. Oh boy. And then we got where is it? There's one more thing that they would send. Oh yeah. And then
do 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 do. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
okay, yeah, now you can reload and see what they sent you.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Inventory. Alright, so we have Elven Chain, Elven Boots of Elvenkind, Cloak of Elvenkind, Moon Sickles, Serpent Longbows, and Arrows. 200 arrows. That's about right. So, Serpent Longbows, you have a +1 bonus to your attack and damage rolls made with this magic offense, as well as a d6 of poison damage on each arrow. God, I could stack poison damage with this, which is terrifying. I could be doing 2d6 poison per shot. So that's something I know Hojiro would actually use anyway, so I will attune to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the moonsicles.
Yes, moonsicles. I'm trying to think of who would use moonsicles.
I know who would use it.
Whoever wants it, dibs for them. I don't know who.
SG. She would 100% dual
Okay.
wield sickles.
Okay, so I will remove out my inventory. She gets the moonsicles. 100%.
She gets
Yeah.
2 moonsicles. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely what the fucking blood hunter woman needs.
Yup, 100%. He's okay. Boots of Elvenkind. He's gonna give the Boots of Elvenkind to, because he's gonna put one on for himself, obviously, but he's also gonna give a pair to Varbuck and Alania, because they are the main people. And then what's the Cloak of Elvenkind do? While you're wearing this, with the perception checks, checks made to see you have disadvantage. Wait, while you wear the wisdom check. Okay, so people trying to see you with wisdom with perception checks have disadvantage. And you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks made to hide. Oh, this is even better though. The Cloak of Elvenkind is honestly just better than the Boots of Elvenkind. Okay, so let me scratch this then. Take.
I will be right back.
Okay. He's being right back. So here's the plan. I'm gonna go and say this to the viewers, and I'll explain it to Acrid. I want to give the Cloak of Elvenkind to the main 3, and then give the Boots of Elvenkind to Kissji, Keela, and I guess to the Samurai, so they have less shot of being seen right now, because this is actually a really useful time to have stuff like this right now. And we can get the Servant Longbow, I guess, because the monk that is ranged, Alania, she uses guns, so that's not really the best for it. And Varbuck prefers melee, and everyone else prefers melee. So I might give it to the Samurai temporarily. I'll keep it for myself. But I might give that other Serpent Longbow temporarily to the Samurai, because I know she already uses a bow apparently. So that actually might be useful for her. I might do that. I think that's smart. I think that would be smart.
Return.
Hey, welcome back. So I sketched this out in the back of my head. So the boots of Elven Kind you can take off of Varbuck and Alania.
Yes.
Because I realized the cloak
Okay.
of Elven Kind is basically a better version of that. It just has to be attuned, whereas the boots don't have to be. So Alania, Varbuck, and Hoshi will
Okay.
have the cloak of Elven Kind. The boots of Elven Kind will go to the Samurai, Kisji, and Keela. And then temporarily, the Samurai may use the Serpent Longbow. She's the only other person that actually uses bows in this party. So he'll want it back afterwards, but like, you know, she can use it so she has that extra d6 of damage die later on.
Cool.
And I don't know if anyone can use Elven Chain that'll actually be useful to them. Elven Chain does the same type of gives me the same type of AC as I already had, but you know, it's there.
I think of its medium armor with you out having proficiency in medium armor.
Yeah.
It's that weird, like, it's helpful. It's trying.
Yeah, it's trying. I mean, it gives you the same AC as normal medium armor. I was wearing a medium armor breastplate, and they gave me an AC of 16. I still have a 16 with this thing on, so either way. I don't know if Varbuck could use it, because I know he's, you know, there. He exists. As well as, like...
Rogue.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone can use it or not. I don't know if Keela can use it or anything like that, but yeah.
Cloak of Elven Kind, and I will see if Elven Chain, to see if it fucks with... yeah, no. Alania can't use... Alania has the Cloak of Elven Kind, Kishi has the boots. Liz has the boots of Elven Kind, and she'll temporarily get the Serpent Longbow.
Fair. And I am fully all out of attunements.
Wow.
So I can remove all the boots of Elven Kind and cloak of Elven Kind out of my inventory. The ones I'm not using then, right? I guess besides the one boot that's going to be on the Samurai, because I don't imagine they would keep that afterwards. It's one of those things like we're giving it for the mission to them type of deal, so they don't get seen as easily.
If you tell her to keep it, she will. Otherwise, she's gonna give it back.
Yeah.
So just keep the Serpent Longbow and the Boots of Elven Kind in there.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because you will be getting those back from her.
Fair enough. And the Elven Chain doesn't sound like anybody's using that, huh?
I will check with Varbuck.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't. So if he takes that off, if he does... Elven Chain... God, it gives him the same armor rating as the studded leather that he has is better.
Yup. Yeah.
Yeah. No one's using it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Free coin.
Yeah. I could put it on to be a good person, I guess.
You can either sell it or just send it to the core for them to use it.
Yeah, I'll send it to the court for them to use it. That's what I'll do. Because it's that weird thing of like the common breastplate that I have. Like the standard breastplate gives me the same AC as the like rare Elven Chain armor. That's honestly kind of sad. Armor in D&D is a lot of times kind of sad. It just makes me sad. But,
I mean, Elven Chain is that weird thing of like, even if you don't have proficiency in armor, you can use it.
Yeah,
that's why
it's.
So like,
I get it. I get it.
So Alania could use it, and it would boost her AC.
Yeah.
I think. I didn't. But she would lose speed.
I guess it's not worth it.
Not willing to do that.
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
No. Anya, the fucking monk with a gun.
God. Bruh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
Yeah.
So continuing.
Yes.
So that was their night counter. They got the bird from the elves.
Yes. Very useful.
Yes.
Yes.
They've been told yes.
They've been told yes.
They were given a bunch of equipment.
Good. It's useful.
Yep.
I do approve.
Which all that equipment you can put to use immediately.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
It's very useful. Oh man. Was that the day? Was that the next night encounter, or was that just a thing that happened throughout the day, throughout the night?
So that was something that just happened.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Do my
So-
little jig.
What?
I do my little jig.
Why? How dare you?
Damn. Okay.
Don't you dare.
Fucking hits the nay.
Just gets fucking shot.
Like begins to do the whip so I can hit it with the nay, just gets shot.
Just Alania appears. Just fucking shoots you. Stop it.
God, that's the most. I've now had the most cursed image of Hoji hitting the whip and nay nay, and I don't. That's so cursed because that is one of the most serious characters I've made in ages. Because for those who don't know on the podcast, I normally just make joke characters. Every once in a blue moon, in a deep dark blue moon, when I'm feeling real sassy, I'll make a serious character like Ty. But like normally they're pretty fucking comedic. Imagining Hoji hitting the whip and nay nay is kind of funny to me.
And then getting shot.
I don't know what happened. Rena, you good, buddy? Kale's all poofy. You good? Rena, what you staring at? Hey, buddy. Hey. What's going on? What are you looking down at? I don't know, she's looking down the hall. Hold on. What's going on, buddy? What? Buddy, what'd you do? How'd you not go with the trash can? Yeah. I don't know why she ran in my room. I think he just kind of fell over. Let's see what we're gonna do. She ran straight to me, so. Ren, you good, bud?
Hello, everyone. So, here's the thing. He has no idea what he's about to encounter, and neither do you guys. But if you stick around to find out, you will. Maybe. Depending if he won't hurry up and get back.
Alright, come on. Come on, Rena. Alright, I'm coming back. Yeah,
Oh,
apologize.
yes, finally.
I'm walking back over as of now. Headphones are going on in 3, 2, 1. I am back. I'm not cutting any of this out, so if it's there, it's there. But yeah, no, I guess she knocked over a trash can or something. It just spoke to her, I guess. I don't know if she ran into it by accident.
Wow.
Yeah, she's really hyper, so she probably was just playing and then probably knocked it over or something. So yeah, she just got startled. So she like barged into my room. Like I had it like barely cracked in case she wanted to walk in or something like that. Because sometimes she likes to sit at the windowsill. I hear a thud, and I see my door swing open, and I see her sprinting into my room. Like tail like fluffed up. I'm like, you good cat?
No, she's not. She's doing quite poorly.
She's not doing poggers today. Okay, so
No.
how's the night go?
The night. Let me look. Let me see. I figured all this out already.
Yeah. Did you entertain chat?
Yeah, sure.
Comment in the comments below if he entertained you. Comment if he's lying.
Because you sure as shit aren't checking.
Uh-huh. No, I'll check a year later, like whenever this campaign's long dead, and I'll look back and be like, and it's like, wait, no, he lied. Just comment in the video.
Dude,
You'll
I
get a
can't
DM
wait.
a year from now with a timestamp with this video linked with me saying, hey, you lied. No context.
Dude, I want that to happen.
Gosh damn. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
I'm just thinking back. I'm just thinking now when you look back at like one of the first episodes when like you wandered off. I said a lot of things to keep talking, and is the thing you're gonna look back at that and be like, what the fuck was he planning when this campaign started?
Yeah, I know. Like you told me not to go back and look at the first episode until the campaign's ended because apparently you said some stuff or something. So I really am on hold on actually looking back at any of the Hoji stuff.
I'd be fine.
Okay, so back on track though. What is it?
Yeah.
Who's dead? Who's impaled at a tree this time?
So as you guys would be walking,
Mhm.
passive perceptions.
17.
Is-
Wait, what was my? No, that's my stealth. My passive stealth is 17, which is always active. My passive perception is an 18.
Okay, so he would notice this barely.
Okay.
Let me reload this real quick. Let me reload your page so I know what you've got. Oh god, I'm
Alright.
dying.
Again?
Yes.
Damn.
Also, happy 200 arrows that the elves just gave you.
Yeah.
I don't have enough. Just 100 normal arrows, 200 normal arrows.
I'll use them.
Yeah, so what Hoji would notice as they were walking is he would notice like a set of tracks that kind of like move, like that they like cross over a set of tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that moved by, that someone moved through here for them.
So it's like footprint type of like natural like shoe type of footprint.
So it's more like clawed feet type of footprints. So it's like some sort of like animalistic person.
Survival check?
Yeah, survival. And if you want, you can point it out to others and they can try to help.
I'll point it out because with my natural 2, I know nothing.
Look at you like, yes, animal. Yes, the dirt is made of dirt.
He's like, sorry, I'm a history teacher, not a nature teacher. Everyone, the fuck you say? No, he wouldn't say that, but no, he does point it out and be like, yeah, I don't know.
History with her 9 is like, I don't know.
Fair, you're from the desert. I'm also from the desert. We're kind of out of our element here on picking up what the fuck's out here.
Dude, it's the most just like, yes, the dirt is made of dirt.
Weird looking sand you got here.
Weird looking sand. Alania doesn't know.
Varbuck, do you somehow...
Keela doesn't know.
I didn't expect Keela to know. She's pretty stupid. I'm
Keela's the
sorry.
most like, yes, dirt. Walks away.
Ah. She says what everybody's thinking. She a real one. Varbuck.
Varbuck, why? Why do you know this?
The Ocean Man. You know what? Whatever it is, my guess is he probably ran into one at some point.
So he and Liz both got the same number for this, and they
Okay.
met the DC to figure out kind of what this was.
Okay.
So Liz rolled a natural 19, but she has a +2
Yeah.
to survival, so she was like, oh, no shit, it's made of dirt, but there's tracks here. It's just like, no shit.
It's like he was like, dirt. It's like Hoji's looking up. He's not saying shit, but he's 100% eye squinted. Like, you... Why do I have you around?
You don't have her around for her intelligence. That's for damn sure.
Oh.
She is a bard. She is useful in everything but understanding and intelligence.
Oh god. So
I think she's got really good insight, which is why
Yeah.
she's also helpful.
Yeah.
So she can read people really well. It's just when it comes to, doing things she's not good at, she really just fails.
yeah.
She also rolled like a natural 4, so it really wasn't helping.
Yeah, that doesn't help any at all. What is the tracks, by the way?
So Varbuck kind of stare. It's something of like you see Varbuck kind of squint his eyes at these like, why are they here? I don't like that. It's dull. It's the most just like, oh god, why?
Okay.
As Varbuck would let everyone know that these are rat tracks.
Skaven.
Skaven. He's like, these are Skaven.
Alright. We got a side quest to deal with.
It's like
Stealth mode.
there's Skaven about. How
Yeah.
recent are these tracks?
Yeah, how recent?
They're less than a day old, unfortunately.
Alright, we're dealing with this now. Alright. He looks at everyone and goes, we're dealing with this.
Alright. So
And-
they turn right.
Yep.
They head
Yeah.
south.
And he's like, make sure to stealth.
Yeah.
We're not going
So-
into this willy-nilly.
Okay. So as they would walk. Oh boy. Stealth.
Does my mic pick up that? It does pick that up.
Ye-
Cool.
Yes, it does.
I've just been like fucking just rolling different dice to see which ones you can hear. that's why I did multiple rolls.
Yeah, so Varbuck with a 27. He's
Fair.
gone.
Oh, I should probably
Lane-
roll the actual d20, huh?
Yeah, Laney, Keela with her 17. She's trying.
Oh, I'm a Marfalk, so I get advantage.
Ish.
Ah, well, the second one didn't help. The second one was a natural 4, but the first one was a natural 17 plus 7, so dirty 24.
So Alania's got a dirty 20.
Yes.
Keela's got a 17. Varbuck has a 27.
Yeah.
Kishji, thank God she has advantage. He's not doing great.
Gah.
Dirty 20.
Alright.
And then Liz, Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh no.
Liz didn't do well.
27.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
fine.
She's gone.
Yeah. Okay.
As you guys would track the Skaven, it's nothing of like the Skaven, like they usually sleep at night.
Yeah.
But it's nothing of like they'll usually ambush at night as well. So
Yeah.
it's that weird thing of Skaven. They don't need a lot of sleep. They really don't.
Yeah.
But as you guys would track, it's like you guys would spend like half the day tracking, like half the night tracking this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you guys were like halfway through the night, so it's just like you guys will just go back and just complete what was essentially the second day of travel on the third day.
Yeah.
So it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yes. But you guys would come across like a rather large group of Skaven sleeping.
Okay. How many?
There's like 13 of them. Like it's a surprisingly large group of Skaven.
What does Hojiro know about Skaven? What's his intel on the race? For those who don't know, they're rat people. They've kind of become invasive. They came from the underground up into the surface, and they start causing problems. So, try and get a read.
Hoji would have. It's nothing of like he didn't hear about them until recently, because up until recently they did a damn good job of keeping themselves hidden.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then just like one person found them, like one group found them and reported about them.
Yeah.
But it was that thing of people pretty quickly realized that once they were discovered, the Skaven started like coming to the surface.
Yeah.
But because of how hostile the surface dwellers were to them, the Skaven have not responded with kindness at being attacked. So it's that weird thing of Hoji's perspective on it is a bit mixed. It's that thing of the Skaven are incredibly dangerous, but also he knows that they probably are only violent because they got attacked.
Yeah.
A lot when their scouts were moving around.
Yup. It's that weird thing. I'm hearing the 13. I'm like, if there was a lesser number, it'd be easier to try and pacify them.
He can definitely tell that there's like one Skaven that's like probably the leader because of like it's like clothing it's wearing, but also he can look at it, he's like, oh, it's just got like it's got some sort of it's got a gun. It's got some sort of gun.
Okay.
He's never seen this type of gun before. He's like, what the fuck is that?
So here's what I want to do. So we stumbled upon them. They're all sleeping, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to have the group spread out and encircle.
Okay.
I also want to summon, with my bonus action, my Spectre to also...
Stiff.
Yeah, stealth and go into a circling form.
Okay.
And if he would also ask Varbug to do the same with his Spectre.
Okay.
And he's going to try and actually confront the leader, because if we can actually come to a pacifist understanding rather than trying to resolve everything with violence at the Skaven, this would be a good step.
It is that thing of people have pretty quickly realized once they started actually, it's like Skaven scouts, they've got like knives and vials that they'll chuck at you, which people are like, oh, that's not that scary. Now that like the more like actually advanced Skaven are stepping out to play, the Skaven are just as capable in martial combat, which they've realized. Like they use like serrated blades, and they also have like injectors they'll use on people.
Yep.
It's like, huh, they're suddenly a whole lot scarier.
Yeah.
So it was that sad thing of people realized they weren't as weak as they thought they were. Problem, the damage has already been done.
Yep.
So yeah, as Hoji would walk into this group, he would notice. It's something if he knows that there's like he knows of a couple different types of Skaven.
Yeah.
He knows about the Skaven grunts, which are like just the normal like your standard Skaven that like will chuck a few vials at you and probably run the second you show any sort of aggression.
Yeah.
Like the second you show that you're capable of killing it, it dips.
Fair.
There's only like 2 of those in this group. So
This
It's
is
like,
a way
okay.
tankier group.
Yeah, this is a group that it's a thing of like you guys could probably win, if only because sneak attacks.
Yeah. The other question is, what type of languages do they speak? Do they know Undercommon? I know Undercommon is common for like underground races, so.
So a group, the Mount of Skaven. So there are 5 of these guys. I will send images.
Okay.
And I can send this because it's that thing of they are asleep, so you're able to get a pretty good look at them.
Okay. Yeah. Boots and cats.
I'm not. Let me.
I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling dead space. I hate this. You know this. Cool.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Also, 5 of what?
You'll see. I gotta get the image.
Okay.
I gotta.
Yeah, I see
More
you
on
typing.
it.
I see you've been typing for the past minute.
Leave me alone, man.
Cool. Lesh Crit is typing.
Yes, a lot of typing.
I'm still just currently staring at Lustina, so.
You would.
What do you mean? Wait for the images. Were you implying?
There is one of these. It's not the leader, but there's one of them. Also, I don't have an image for the normal standard, like, Skaven grunts.
Yeah,
But just so everyone knows what the normal Skaven grunts look like, they are just like, imagine a rat person that is, like, they're very slim, and they've got, like, a couple vials on their belts and a knife.
They almost look rabid.
Yeah, they almost look like rabid,
rabid dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, I'm gonna start saying that book is the fucking NPC.
How dare you?
Rainbow Kitty.
Rainbow Kitty. Very fitting. Like, if you really go through NPC Discord visuals, for those who can't see, because, podcast you can't see, get screwed, Lamau. Legit, it is like, earlier today, Acrid was doing another D&D thing that wasn't me. And
yes,
I can see the weapons, and you go down a little bit, it's me saying me when I'm at McDonald's, and then being told to shut the fuck up. And then emojis just being spammed. And then just Lustina, Spirit Necromancer, by the way, killing it. And then just Rainbow Cat.
Oh god.
I don't think we mentioned this. Lustina is a really fucking slender person.
No, we didn't. She's a very slimly built person.
Yeah. We did not mention that. I always forget to mention, like, the figure of the person, because I feel like that matters for, like, actually trying to imagine a person.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so they're clothed at least.
Yeah, we at least know they're clothed. That's good. Yeah.
Think the stereotypical hourglass figure of most women that you would see in, like, cartoons.
Yeah.
She's got that freakishly tiny waist with the big butt, the big thighs, and the big boobs.
Yeah. I think it's because of the corset, because she has, like, a corset dress. So there's a shot that's probably the reason why it's so thin. Also, I have a coworker that's exactly like that. So
yeah, I do too. I know people who look like this. This is not an uncommon look.
Yeah, it's that weird thing of, like, it's like, yes, it is a cartoon that is very common to see in cartoons, but it's also that weird thing is, like, you won't find people at the IRL, and then you run into, like, several people IRL like that. It's like, wait.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I have never run into somebody like that.
I work with 3 people who are like that.
Yeah. I've worked with a few people like that, like, over the years. Like, there's one person at the school that I work with that's like that. And then, I mean, when I worked Hellenvine, I mean, Acrid saw when I used to work like old restaurant stuff. There was a few people like throughout the times I worked there, throughout the year that I worked at that place, where there was a few people that were like that. When I did retail, there was a lady that worked the perfume area. She got hit on so much. She was very, very, very pretty lady, very friendly lady, very good-hearted. But jokes on them, on all the people that constantly hit on her. She already had a boyfriend.
Oh god.
And then Whataburger, there was like I think like 2 different like coworkers that were like that too.
Fair.
Yeah.
And then I have one last image to find.
Visual characters.
What the fuck? Where the hell?
I don't know, man. I can't really help you here, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'd love it if you could, but you can't.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
here,
but,
I'll
you
send you
know.
a random image, and you can say that's the other Skaven. I'll just send you a fucking elf. So this is the other
You would.
Skaven.
Yeah, I don't have an image that has like the weapon he's actually wielding.
That's fine. You can always just
But-
describe it.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Crazy. Like you're the DM.
Wow. All right, here you go.
Yeah. Alright, let me see. Okay. So Skaven number 1, guy has it's like leathered, like thick leathered armor that's like black, dyed black. Just like 2 jagged swords to cause grating like a cheese grater. And then like a yellow, like tribal-esque, like cloth that kind of goes over the crotch, basically. And then spikes on his back with little skulls impaled on it.
Yeah, those are like the black armored Skaven. Those are
Okay.
it's something of as he's starting to look, he's realized that those are probably like mid-tier Skaven.
Gotcha.
And the ones that are nearby, which are they're very similarly like covered in like a heavier set of armor,
yeah, but they only
and they've
wield
got
one.
they only wield one, but they have like a spiked tail that they have,
Yeah.
which are like they're probably more of the brute barbarian Skaven.
Yeah, they also have like a giant, like sharp, like blade on the top of their helmet. Funny enough, I should also mention their armor is not blackened like the others. Theirs is like a silvered, like a rusty silver. And then on the bottom left of the 4 pictures that he sent me, there is a guy who's just full on leather padded armor, gas mask looking ass, green orb throwing motherfucker with a barrel.
I want to mention this is the type of Skaven that no one has seen before, so he has no idea what that Skaven is.
I have a good feeling of what it can do. Is it, and then the one on the bottom right has a crossbow. It has a grenade.
So here's
Yeah.
the thing. That is the Skaven that is the leader.
Yeah.
He does not have a crossbow.
Okay.
He does have like a small hand crossbow that's probably like his oh god oh fuck I need to shoot you right now in front of me weapon.
Yeah, gotcha. He has an earring, by
but
the way, and then a blue jacket. That's like open, by the way. It's for y'all to know.
Yes.
And a belt that has vials. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably acidic because they're like glowing green.
Yeah. Yeah.
His main weapon that he's wielding it's like on his back. It is if you think of like kind of like the more stereotypical kind of like, I think it's called I'm gonna pull up the name of this weapon because it's like an
Describe
actual
it.
thing.
Describe it.
So it is a very like clockwork-esque like weapon.
Okay.
So it has got like it's like there's a lot of like gears and like different bits that come off of it.
Okay.
It's the thing of it doesn't look like it should work, but it does.
Okay.
So what he is wielding, and I will pull it up because I have this character. It does exist.
A claymore?
No, what the fuck? No.
Oh, I don't know what I'm looking at.
I got it. Well, shut up. I didn't ask.
I was trying to help you. I was guessing.
So
fucking
what
cannon. Yeah.
So what it is it's more of like a clockwork as a rifle.
Okay.
So it's got like a longer barrel that has like a inset, like kind of what probably is like a magazine for the bullets
Yeah.
that he fires. It's also got like it's got a think of a standard, pretty much like an automatic like rifle, but add like a bunch of like clockwork-esque like gears coming off of it.
Gotcha.
That's the best way I can do it. The way I had it pictured in my mind is it's more of a like, think closer to probably like an MP5 if you're gonna confirm it to like real world weaponry.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he's wielding on his back.
Gotcha.
So if anyone wants to look up what that is the weapon that the Skaven is wielding on his back.
Yeah.
He also does have like a couple grenades on his belt, as well as a serrated blade.
Fair enough.
But his go-to weapon is that gun that he's wielding.
Fair.
So as you guys would walk in, you guys would see that he wakes up damn near immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's something of like, your passive 17 in stealth did not bypass his perception.
Yeah.
So it was that thing of, he had the passive perception to see you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would have dropped myself because I'm the one approaching him. So yeah.
Fair enough. The others have not.
Yeah. No, they're not supposed to.
They're like, we hide, and you're like, good. Don't.
Yeah, don't. You ruin the whole fucking sneak attack if it comes down to that.
Yeah, so he would see the Skaven, that's kind of like the leader of the group, kind of like stand up, as he's like, he like speaks in like Undercommon to you to see if you understand that.
Hoji understands that.
It's kind of more of like it's a much better version of Undercommon than what has been stated that Skaven can speak, so he's probably been on the surface for a while.
Fair.
At least this Skaven has.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you want? Who are you? Why are you here? Like that genuine, like, who the fuck are you? I don't know who you are.
Yeah. Emma would keep his hands kind of like in his pockets to kind of show no hostility. He would just, in Undercommon, just kind of go, well, the name's Mr. Edma. Apologies for waking you up. I just saw the tracks and I figured I'd try to actually talk with the lot of you. It's not very often I get to see Skaven.
No, we keep ourselves hidden.
I honestly don't blame you.
Surface dwellers are mean, except for a few that I've met.
He would just kind of like tilt his head a little bit to the right and go, I understand that, and I can completely agree. He would just go,
good.
As much as I'd hate to say it, I understand at least from the knowledge that I have, it seems like your race has gotten a sadly very unkind greetings upon the surface.
Very unkind. However, we've made a deal, and we're going to hold up our end.
Oh? What's the deal? If you don't mind me asking, of course.
We're protecting Naporia.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Do you have a problem with that town?
Not at all. Not
Just
at all.
the most like slightly a threat. Do you have a problem with that town? Because then we've got a problem with you.
Yeah. No, he would just go, not at all. In fact, I'm quite fond of the town myself.
Wonderful. Well, you said your name's Enma?
Yes, Enma.
They call me Vuk.
It's good to meet you, Vuk. Well, I would like to ask you if you don't mind. I'd like to talk with you. From what I understand, the Skaven... Well, actually, I'm not quite sure, but I'd imagine if the Skaven are sending out scouts and things like that, surely you'd have a connection with the rest of the Skaven, I'm imagining. Perhaps there's a way that we can try and get a better footing upon the surface. I'd like to add as a mediator for you if possible. I'd like to see more of your kind being treated properly. Quite frankly, it disturbs me that they've been treated the way they've been treated. Why have such violence if there's no need for it?
Yes, I agree. I was found by some surface dwellers and treated with kindness. I have retreated in kind by not selling them out.
That is very kind.
Yes. I've shown kindness to the only ones that have ever shown me kindness.
I'd like to repay that then.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, then I guess I'll have to tell you this. The Skaven are planning on at least taking over one town in the Darad. Naporia is not on the list, but we are making our presence known soon. Whether or not the surface likes it, we don't really care. As they've shown they don't care about us, so we won't wait and ask.
I understand.
The All-Seers have deemed it necessary.
May I ask something then?
Yes.
Any children within that town that get snatched? If you can at least see if you can try to spare as many of them as possible.
I will send that message to the All-Seers as a request from me. Maybe they'll hear me out.
If they can at least do that, I might be able to try and wage this in their favor to the public's eye.
This is our way of making people know we're not going to be pushed over.
I understand. To be honest, I'm completely with you, and I'd like to rally completely. However, with the organization I run, I can't 100% rally straight away for you. However, I understand the reasonings and where you're coming from, and I would like to back you up to a degree.
Right.
If after this is done, if you can spare as many lives as possible, children especially, obviously, they have a long life ahead of them, and I'd prefer that their life doesn't get cut short, then I would like to try and mediate for your people and the people of the surface, and I know that won't be easy. But I think you said you met some interesting people, right? You met some people that treated you in kindness. Is there a shot I can get their names? If I can get their names, I might be able to contact them. If I can contact them, they might be able to vouch for you.
So he'd be like, I can tell you one of their names. I remember their coast quite easily. They're the ones that actually found me. His name's Mirio.
Alright. Mirio. I will look into him and send him a letter.
I have not seen them in a while, and it was before the great geniuses of the surface deemed us enemies. And then I lost contact with my friends.
We're gonna change that.
I do hope they're alive. I wasn't able to find them as I was told to go up more north, and I never saw them again.
Well, either way, I'll do what I can to try and help you. If you ever need to get a hold of me, you can send a letter to me directly, Mr. Enema. And he would if he has some gold on him. Let me see if I have there's something I want to do. I want to see if I have the stuff for it. Hold on. I do. Using would it be possible for me to use a light form of Hellish Rebuke to ignite my hand, basically, specifically my hand, to try and carve a sigil into a gold coin?
You could try. That's a very specific thing. Sure.
Pog. What, do I need to roll anything for this, or?
So, I guess roll a dexterity check to keep your hand steady.
That is a 15.
That'll be good.
All right.
So you were able to carve the sigil into the gold coin, and
cool.
As sort of a trade, because you're giving something to Vok he'll give something back. He would hand you a singular vial.
All right.
That and it's nothing. He's like, I made this myself. I would let you know that it's going to hurt whoever you throw it at.
I understand. Well, we're currently going to be dealing with a werebear, so that might be very useful.
It's going to have quite a heavy sting.
Understood.
As he hands you a vial of 10d6 acid.
Yeah. I'm just gonna write that in my notes. I'm not even gonna make like a custom thing for that. I'm just gonna write that down. Acid vial.
Yeah. Vuck made that himself. Problem, he made that.
Oh,
You're dealing with a high. It's something of you'd pretty quickly piece together based off how he was carrying himself. He was not a weak artificer.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, also it was that thing of the second Vuck started talking, the rest of the Skaven kind of woke up.
That is fair.
So it was that thing of they kind of all stood up, but they didn't like completely surround you.
Yeah.
They left the path directly behind you open so you could walk out.
Fair.
So that's their way of showing not total aggression.
Yeah.
But that is that thing of like, if you attack Vuck, we will close that circle and we will all attack you.
Yeah. That is fair. That is fair. He would kind of put his, he would just kind of keep his arms in his pockets and go, or put it back, kind of like attach like the vial to like his hip, and just go, well, I appreciate it. And I will bid you fair adieu so you can continue to sleep, but it is good to know that we might be able to find a common ground soon enough.
Hopefully.
I hope so too.
Though I will warn you that there is a town that will be lost to the Skaven. At least one in the Darad, at least one in the Dwarven, and likely not in the Elven or the Fey. We didn't like those areas.
The Elven and the Fey are hard to deal with.
They're quite harsh people.
And I don't know.
None of our scouts returned from those areas.
he would just go to them and go, they mean well. It is just the sad fact that they, out of any of the countries, have to learn to crack down on bandits the fastest. So, sadly enough, upon seeing your arrival, they probably immediately assumed the worst. But
yes, they did.
I have personal contact with the ruler of the Elven, so I might be able to actually talk that through.
Hopefully.
But Vuck would bid.
Well, I would like to get back to sleep now.
I understand.
Thank you for not attacking us. You have more intelligence than most of the surface combined.
He would chuckle. He would chuckle at that.
Like, he can tell because of how the surface has treated the Skaven.
Yeah.
The Skaven have now developed a complete and total hatred of the surface.
Yeah, no, it's
that
fair.
thing of like they're almost on par with how the Underdark views the surface. It's
That
one of
is
those things
fair.
of the Underdark kind of ignores the surface. They're like, oh no, you're burning. Oh no. Anyways.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's fair. It is completely fair. That's why Hoji's so fucking sympathetic towards both the Skaven and the Underdark. That's why he was legit willing to reach his hand out, because he's like, you guys get ignored way too damn much. And he looked at the Skaven and he's like, hey, you just got mistreated. That is not okay.
People were like, oh, they're vicious creatures. The Skaven, who were completely willing to be allies. Okay, I guess we're choosing violence. Okay, we're fine with this. Pulls out their war machines.
I'm surprised Hoji isn't questioning why the Skaven are protecting.
And the Skaven probably have a reason. It's not a question. It's not something to really ask. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like he's not bringing it up, so yeah.
Hoji will once they like get back on track, he'll start writing out letters to each of the cores. That means the core of the unknown, the demon core, and the monster core, kind of letting them know, hey, this is gonna happen. I don't know what town. don't interfere with this one. And I know that sounds horrible, but here's the reasoning. We might be able to fix this mess. Yes, there will be death because of this. But it's either that or we have a full-on war with the Skaven. So pick your poison, because the surface dwellers chose to cause this mess. That's how he words it. He's being stern as fuck about this.
It's that thing of the Skaven are essentially doing a form of retribution. You attacked us? Fine. Nope. Our turn.
He would also send this letter out to the Elven Queen, letting them know about this encounter and the way he's choosing to deal with it, as well as what he has told the Cores. And he would also send this information out to the Emperor so he knows ahead of time, so he can at least be embraced on the fact of, pain and agony, we're gonna lose people.
One of our towns is getting destroyed.
Yeah, so he's just letting know like a heads up.
Which one?
Yeah, problem, which one? I don't know. This is what I know, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Skaven have chosen a town. That town does not know that it's already been surrounded from the way Vuck phrased it.
Yeah.
That town's on a timer, and the people there don't know it.
Yep. But yeah, he'd send that. He is like, again, he's like, as they're like walking, he's like in cursive writing out 8 fucking different letters. Wait, actually, let's see, there's 3 different cores, so 5 in total. 5 letters he's going to write out.
Yeah, he might also want to write one to the Cast Iron King, letting him know that.
Oh yeah, because he's an ally. So yeah, he'll send one out to the Cast Iron King. So 6.
Yeah, it's that thing of like you're letting the dwarves and the Darad know, like, hey, one of your towns is gonna get taken.
Yeah.
There is literally nothing you can do to stop this.
Yep. and again, as he explained to the course, he would say the same thing to like both the Emperor and the King, which I know to say that to a ruler a little ballsy. Yes. However, do you want a war with the Skaven?
It's one of those things, people did not realize how strong the Skaven were. It was that thing of, you dealt with a bunch of rats who have not come to the surface and have had nothing but time to become advanced.
But getting back on track, I'm guessing that was our midnight encounter.
Yes, you made a cautious
friend
ally with
Vuck.
Vuck.
Fun fact for those who don't know, Vuck was a Skaven I met when I played as the character that he mentioned, Mirio, and I befriended him as Mirio.
Yep. So you now is kind of the closing loop that Vuck did not die. No, in fact, he became a Skaven boss.
I'm genuinely happy that he's still alive. I liked Vuck.
He's a very capable Skaven, which is why he runs the group he's got.
Yeah. He would have mentioned in that letter, by the way, that he saw a Skaven that hasn't been reported before, and he doesn't know what they do.
No.
He just looked at the gas mask, and he was like, they have a gas mask. So I have a guess.
They probably do something with poison clouds.
Yeah. It's like, he lets them know, I have an educated guess.
He also saw that thing was holding like 2 like glowing orbs of gas, and they were just staring at him like, do something, fool. Do something, see what happens.
Kills the whole fucking Skaven party by accident in the process.
You find out the Skaven are immune to poison. It's like, oh no.
They're definitely at least resistant. Yeah.
It might not give it to them, but they definitely do have it.
Yeah.
Says I know that good old Vuck is immune to poison.
Yeah.
Because of his artificial class, it grants him immunity to poison.
Yeah. But getting back on track, back on track the second time, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, I send those letters out. Which I want to go and put this out there because I feel like this is something that's an interesting thought process. He would make sure that he tries to tailor each each letter to each person with their preferred language. So like with Gallon, he kind of swaps between using either deep speech or infernal.
Yeah.
That's kind of his favored ones. With the with the bounty core or not bounty core, with the monster core, I don't know for him.
Thrycrane, probably. Not Thrycrane.
I don't know Thrycrane.
Probably, not Thrycrane. Probably closer. It's that weird thing. He probably has Varbuck ride it in like Primordial.
Yeah.
For the Thunder Ganazi. Because he definitely knows it.
Yeah. If they had him, you'd have Varbuck riding in Primordial. He'd for Sylvia is the one that runs
Sarai,
who's a
Challen.
So
probably an Ekin.
Yeah, an Ekin for her. To the Emperor is an Ekin. To the Castarn King is in Dwarvish, because I do know Dwarvish. And
you write it in anything but Dwarvish. She's like, I don't. Why?
Yeah, and then Elvish to the Elven Queen. Dude, Hojiro's got a list of stuff he knows, man. Common, Deep Speech, Dwarven, Ekin, Elvish, Ignan, Undercommon, like...
Doesn't he have, like, a book of terrain?
He does, but he's trying to learn Primordial before he goes out his way to learn terrain, because he can only learn one at a time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you and I will now update this so that it is remembered.
Yes. Oh yeah, I gotta roll the d12 for how much Primordial I learned for the night. 4. I learned 4. I'm now 54 to 164, 36. I'm getting there. He's taking some time, but I'm getting there. Okay.
There you go. You now met Buck, the Skaven boss.
Whoa. Hell yeah.
Who, it's that thing of like, Vuck by himself could have probably taken on your party. And there was a shot he won. It was a terrifying fact of like, he handed you a 10d6 vial of acid and said, here you go. A show of good favor. It's like,
the funny thing about that, max damage, that's more than my health.
And technically, because if Vuck himself was wielding it, it would have added his intelligence.
Yep.
So technically, it does 6d6, or it does 10d6 plus 6 damage.
Yep.
So it has a max damage of 66.
Yep. And if it's a crit with max damage,
it would one shot without a crit everyone in the party.
Yep.
And with a crit, it would one-shot Liz.
Yep.
It's that thing of, this was not a fight you were supposed to... I was like, he's probably gonna talk this out.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna throw this at him because this would be here. That's why I spent so long looking, because I was like, I want this image to be fitting for this character that I'm throwing at you.
Fair enough.
And I feel like it is fitting.
It is.
Fuck, who's finally back.
Fuck. He's back, baby. But
yeah. He also said, send it to him. Mirio, the guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess Hojiro would also have to send out a letter to the core of the Vanguard Land to know, hey, this is a thing that's happening.
Yeah, it also might be happening more down south, which is more in the Vanguard's territory.
Yeah. One more reason why he's sitting out there like, hey, don't interfere with this. Hear me out. If you want a war, do you want to deal with this the proper way and actually talk this thing out? Let them take that one down. Just let it happen.
Yeah. It's one of those, the Skaven are making their presence known, and they're making it known in a way of, we're not gonna be pushed over. You started this shit, and we're ending it.
Yup. God.
So it's that thing of, they're probably gonna take the towns and then give the surface dwellers time to think about the fight they've started and whether or not they want to continue it.
Uh-huh. It's funny how Hojiro somehow ended up becoming a mediator for this.
He chose to follow the tracks.
Yep. Okay.
It's that weird thing of like, it was probably, from what he can tell, the Skaven were like, Vuck and his team were told to guard this town.
Yeah.
So someone probably made a deal with the Skaven for some reason.
Uh-huh.
Which is caused Vuck and his team to be here, which then led to Hoji running into them. So it was like a weird, like, oh, that worked out.
Yeah.
Was it supposed to like that? No. Did it? Yes. Never, especially not when I'm DMing.
That's funny.
Anya asked, when does things ever work out as they're supposed to? And I'm like, never, because I'm DMing, and y'all have plot armor.
Yeah, weirdly enough. Not always though. I mean, you saw
The PCs do.
Not always. Because I mean, look at Cassian. We saw how he ended up. He got eaten by a giant toad.
I mean, Oreo.
Yeah.
But
Oreo wasn't a PC. That was a background companion that went rogue because his owner died. Also Rai was a weird one. He had like, it was that weird thing with like Rai, who was a old PC character of mine. He was a Feltzy, which is like a draconic deer person. Basically, he worked for an assassin's guild. He got dragged into it. He didn't really have a choice. I'm not going through all the explanations for that from the podcast people there. He had some moments where he was getting fucked over. He didn't always have that armor. Same thing with Adar, my witch tiefling I had at one point.
Yeah. I have managed to lose a dice.
Good job. And how'd the day go, by the way?
So today,
Because you guys kind of end y'all's day like nearby the Skaven.
Yeah.
It's that weird thing
Nothing
of
happens.
nothing happens.
Fair. And that means that the next day of travel we should arrive?
No, you guys have to double back.
Oh yeah, we have
Okay.
to go back. Yeah, I forgot, yeah.
So it's something like you guys get through the second day of travel
Yeah.
on like the third day. So y'all are like a day behind
Gotcha.
of where you guys would have been.
Fair enough. I begin walking.
Yes. So, Buck, where does you and your team go? Because you wander around during the day. Okay. So it's that weird thing of like you guys start walking,
Mhm.
and you guys would start to hear footsteps behind you. Buck and his team are making their rounds around Naporia. So it's that weird thing of for like half the day they're tailing you.
That's funny.
Because they're traveling at night, because that's when problems normally occur.
Yeah.
Oh god. So yeah, for half the night, Vuk and his team are following you guys.
God.
Which you can hear them talking in Skaven
Uh-huh.
to themselves. It's like they're like Skaven is like it probably originally was supposed to be Sylvan. It's not anymore. It's not.
Yeah.
It's very different.
It's fair.
But it's got like that lighter tone, kind of like Sylvan does.
Yeah.
But it's like a guttural version of Sylvan with like all the words changed.
Fair enough. Oh, I forgot. There's one other. I forgot to mention this. There's one other kingdom that would have been mentioned to the whole funding thing.
Yes.
The Sky Island kingdoms. I forgot about that. I forgot to mention that, but they would have been in that letter.
All right. So he writes like 7 different letters to the Sky Island.
I didn't know there's that many kingdoms over there.
It's that weird thing of like each major city kind of runs itself like its own kingdom.
Gotcha.
And it deals with each of the islands in the surrounding area.
Okay.
So there's like 7 main areas. So like the City of Fire is technically like it runs its own little kingdom over the
Gotcha.
Darid. And
Fair
then there's
enough.
one in the northern part that also runs itself. And then there's like 3 in the Dwarven, 1 in the Elven. And then there's like 1 set of floating islands over the desert. That's
Fair
just
enough.
kind of there.
Fair.
It might be uninhabited. No one knows.
There's just some really crazed fennec fox kitsune guy that's just up there because he can't get down. So he's just been doing just a hell of a lot of cocaine. To cope.
Eventually, he's like, I can fly. Jumps.
He just somehow gets wings. It's like, wait, what? Wait.
But I wanted my pain to end. Why, gods?
Archon smiling.
Archon would. He 100% would.
Yeah, he's like, but this is funny. You're like, nah. God makes him into an undying wraith.
I fell on the floor, throw it away.
Yeah.
Alright, continuing.
Yes.
But that is fucking cool. So you guys would go through the rest of the night. It would go off without a hitch.
Whoa.
Do you... It's that thing of like, you guys are like halfway through the night travel. You guys hear in like the distance like gunshots.
What? I'm going towards it?
Oh no.
Pace. Okay.
You're pretty sure it's Vuck and his party dealing with
Okay.
something.
I'm sending
That's
the
kind of
Raven up.
Okay.
Roll a
The
perception
Raven-
check.
You just hear gunshots. It's like fucking what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'll look through the Raven's Eye. I guess I'll do a perception check one around our group, and then also wherever the hell that's at.
Yeah. So this is like about like 30 minutes after like Vuck's party kind of broke away from you guys.
Gotcha. 12 plus 8, dirty 20. Because of advantage with perception checks.
So there's nothing around you,
Okay.
but it's that thing of like you can see Vuck and his team have like ambushed some like a bandits that were sleeping.
Okay.
So it's that thing of like 6 bandits. They're minding their own business. Suddenly, toxic gas and a bunch of rats with swords charge in, and a man with a gun.
Oh. Seems about right.
So, like the bird just sees like the flashes of like the gun that Vuck's using, and the raven just sees the barbarian bandit stand up, get riddled, and just fall over.
Yup. Hojiro, we just kind of say out loud, I don't think we need to worry about the gunshots.
I want to mention Elenia's like, ooh, guns. Who's got a gun?
Here, just go. That would be Vuck.
So yeah, that was you guys didn't get an encounter, but they did.
Fair.
Problem, it's like fucking his team is a natural one for anyone who's evil in the surrounding area of Naporia.
That's
It's like
funny.
you are slightly evil. Fucking his team finds you. Die. Suddenly, skin-eating toxins.
Love it. God.
As far as you
Okay.
can tell, it's probably just poison gas. But none of those bandits were breathing very well.
That's funny.
As you
Okay.
just see the one guy just shaking the orbs in the middle of them. He was shaking the orbs, causing the gas to like come out of the orbs. Like that's how he
Gotcha.
was attacking. So it was like anyone around him, and they put themselves in the middle of the bandits and just started like causing the gas to go everywhere.
God.
So-
that's funny.
They're from what you can probably tell, they're like the anti-melee group
Okay.
that just
Yeah.
they just prevent marshals from being as effective.
Yeah. That's fair. So like a support class.
Yeah, it's not like weird like probably was supposed to be a cleric that shows violence.
Yup.
A Skaven quote-unquote cleric.
Yeah. Also, we may want to start wrapping up here because it's currently 12:39 a.m. and I am running on like 4 hours of sleep. But
Yes.
yeah, it's probably better we end now than like end like right as we approach the boss. like we're approaching the boss, yes, but like mid-fight is what I mean, like something like that. So
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I will get through this. So you guys would get through the next day pretty much without a hitch.
okay.
And they will end off kind of as they are approaching the cabin.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. Well, thank you all for watching. If you watched this far, congrats, I guess. You don't have a life, but you know, it's okay. Or you're listening to this. If you're listening to this and you're just doing audio only, you're missing out on watching my tail move every now and then whenever I stop talking and start talking on the capture machine. But yes.
Beep.
Yeah. Beep. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good time. You can find me, Nitsify, on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. It's literally just Nitsify on literally everything. Literally everything. Besides on Twitter, because someone took my handle, so it's just at the real Nitsify. Fucking asshole. And Instagram, which is Nitsify, just Nitsify, but instead of the Y, it's just a UWU, because someone took my name on that as well for some reason. What the fuck?
Wow.
And Acrid doesn't have socials.
I have a Twitch that I don't stream on.
Yeah.
You can follow me if you want.
You can follow him and sub to. Oh no, you can't because he's not affiliate. You can follow him, Sir Acrid, Sir Space Acrid,
Yes.
_ Acrid. Yeah. Go check him out. I guess follow him for no reason. It's funny. I'll see ya. Have a good night, or don't. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. Bye.